Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Dave's Top 3,000 Songs of the Rock Era. Today I'm up to song number 2385. And that one is Really Saying Something by Bananarama with Fun Boy 3. This came out in 1982. Here's a picture of the single. And it was also released on Bananarama's debut album called Deep Sea Skiving. My sister and I used to own this album. It was pretty good. But anyway, before I talk about Bananarama and Fun Point 3, here's a picture of them, by the way. And the song, I'm going to sample a bit of it and react to it. So, anyway, here it goes. No, it's not the beginning. Let me try again. I was walking down the street when this boy started following me. Oh yeah, I ignored all the things he said. He moved me in every way. With his collar and buttons on my side, he was strutting. He was really saying something. Really saying something. Bop, bop, shibidi-wah. Okay, that was the first verse of Really Saying Something by Bananarama and Fun Boy 3. I think it's a really catchy song, and I remember when I first heard it. I think I was out with my sister shopping one day. Must have been right when the song came out in 1982, and they played it in the store we were in. I think they played it twice in a row. I'm not sure why they did that, but I just remember hearing it, and I think, I mean, Bananarama was brand new at that time. I'd never heard of them before. Uh, I think they were kind of considered a new wave group in the early 80s. But, when I first heard this song, I didn't really know what to think about it. I mean, it sounded like an oldie to me because, maybe because of the bop bop shooby doo wah. There weren't too many 80s hits that had that. That was more like a doo-wop kind of line. So I figured it was probably a cover, and it turned out it was. The original version was done by a Motown group called the Velvelettes. It was just a minor hit, only went to number 64 in 1964. And it turns out Bananarama's cover was even a smaller hit, at least in the USA. Only went to number 108. That was called Bubbling Under the top 100. But, I did hear it on the radio a few times, and I did like it. And I also liked their album Deep Sea Skiving. And I featured another one of their songs from this album already. It was Shy Boy. That was the number 2961. And I believe that was another minor hit, at least here in the USA. And Bananarama was a British new wave band. So, and these songs were bigger hits in England. I believe Really Saying Something went all the way to number 5 in the UK, and it also went, I think, to number 74 in Australia. So it was a bigger hit in a few other countries, but still not a huge one. I guess nobody really heard of Bananarama yet. They kind of had to make their mark first. And I think they kind of did with this album, at least in my opinion. And is there anything more I have to say about this song? Not really. I never heard the Velvelettes version. I don't know. Maybe I should listen to it sometime. Yeah, but anyway, I guess that's pretty much all I have to say about Deep Really Saying. Oh yeah, I didn't mention Fun Boy 3. Let me go back to them. I don't know much about Fun Boy 3. All I know is they were another British new wave band, and another thing I didn't mention was I remember when I was at the University of Michigan, either 82 or 83. I used to like to watch MTV, and they did play a few songs by Bananarama and Fun Boy 3 on MTV shortly after they came out, including this one, Really Saying Something. There was also another one I remember they showed, Ain't What You Do, It's the Way That You Do It. I think that was the first hit together. And, I don't know. I mean, Funboy 3 looked a little strange to me. And they didn't really, I never heard any of their hits by themselves. I don't even know if they had any hits by themselves. And, but I thought they were an interesting backup band to Bananarama. And, I guess maybe I should say one more thing about Bananarama, even though I already featured a song by them. I once heard a DJ say that he thought they were just so sweet and innocent sounding. He said they made the Go-Go's look like Led Zeppelin. I didn't agree with that at all. I like the Go-Go's, and I thought they sounded pretty sweet too. Maybe not quite as much as Bananarama, but anyway, I just thought I'd mention that. So I guess that concludes my feature on Really Saying Something by Bananarama and Fun Boy 3. So anyway, thank you for watching. You guys rock, and I'll see you next time. Bye.